Welcome to the Beau Show. I'm your host, Beau Davidson. This show is brand new, and I've long thought about how I would want to make a show of this sort. I've been an actor, a singer, a songwriter, a political panelist, and many of my aspirations have come true. In fact, in 2012 or so, I brought the idea of a show like this to Mark Burnett when he was helping Oprah Winfrey launch the OWN network. I remember at that time that the 20 finalists to have their own show walked into a room, and Mark told us that none of us had developed our shows and thought them through, the way Oprah does. I actually disagreed with Mark because I'd already developed the first few episodes where we talk about music, the way music influences culture, and how it marks different historical periods of time. I didn't want to copy Oprah or Dr. Phil, I just wanted to be me, and hopefully let my curiosity and passion steer the course. Now, while I did not get the opportunity to host my own show on that network, here I am now, hosting it with the help of NTD and the Epoch Times, America's fastest growing independent news media. The name Epoch refers to historical periods of time, and the founders of this company believe we live in epochal times, where the values we cherish and the records we keep now will directly affect what happens in the future. The Epoch Times stands on two main pillars: truth and tradition. 90% of the media are controlled by just 6 corporations, but the Epoch Times is not controlled by any special interests and does not represent any political party. Chasing the truth is their mission. Can you say that about any of the media you watch today? Tradition is what we are rooted in, unless we forget it. Truth is what we seek, unless we are too feeble to pursue it, or we permit media to spin us into their narrative. The past election showed us how influential media can be. The emperor no longer has any clothes. Bias is so blatant in news media that it blurs the lines between fact and falsehood. As a prime example, take the stories of Covington Catholic student Nick Sandman, who was vilified and slandered so heinously and incorrectly that he was able to successfully sue major media for rightful damages. And that begs a question: why did the media get it so wrong? Why would they not do their journalistic duty of pursuing the full story? Why go after a minor so viciously? You know, the major media has lost its purpose, and I feel sorry for real journalists out there who work for them, who just want to investigate and enlighten. But now, journalists are quitting these companies because they don't feel good about what they're being asked to do. What I want to do is be your advocate, to cut through the noise and BS. I'm a natural storyteller, and that comes from the gift of music, which contains an intrinsic raw purity. There is great truth and tradition in music. It tells us a great deal about our past and perhaps where we are headed. Look at the works of Mozart, Bach, Beethoven. They were parts of epochs of time, steeped in tradition and filled with truth. My goal is to give you the full 30,000-foot picture, and no one is telling me what to say or do. I'm beholden to no advertisers or political parties. I'm also basing this show in the state of Florida, a state that demonstrated strength, growth, prosperity, and liberty throughout the pandemic, thanks to strong leadership. It is also a place of tremendous diversity, particularly minorities who fled communist countries in pursuit of the American dream. Particularly known for its low taxes, Florida also became an example other states should have followed, and now is one of the most desirable states in the country to reside. Big tech giants have monumentally shifted how we think with their own unprecedented muscle. Combining the forces of big tech, media, and entertainment, and you have to really work hard to not be influenced by these giants. It's far more subtle than you even know. I don't want to preach to you or bark at you though. You turn on any outlet today and you see pundits yelling at the TV, pushing their agendas down your throats. Rants may be fun to watch, but they get us nowhere. No one is inviting the conversation. That's what free expression is all about, open discussion, not suppression. Yet we have seen more suppression of speech in the past year or so than ever before. Algorithms determine whether what you say is hateful or misleading. I hope to resonate with people of all affiliations, particularly disillusioned people who felt left behind or disengaged in this last election. No one is really including you. You probably don't watch Fox or CNN, and if you do watch any late night talk shows, you're being fed just as much spin as cable news. Johnny Carson never did this. Alexander Meiklejohn, one of the grandfathers of free speech in America, believed that for self-government to work, you have to have an informed electorate, which means there must be no constraint on the free flowing of ideas and information. Manipulation, he argues, negates the democratic ideal. Now ask yourself, do you feel manipulated? Do you feel that there is a free flow of information and ideas? Do you feel restricted in your speech? If you feel that way, then I hope to be your advocate. I won't just focus on politics. Some people just find politics to be too much, and understandably so, but I want to make it palatable, digestible, and engaging. I'll discuss culture, society, entertainment, music, patriotism, and the world we are creating. I will interview thought leaders, journalists, and innovators, and leave no topic off limits. I will highlight a cross-section of Americans seeking to fulfill their promise to themselves and their families, seeking the American dream. We don't live in a bad nation, but we've been divided by a bloodthirsty few. We are in the middle of a challenging battle right now, but we can prevail. Pursuing truth and tradition, we can celebrate our individualism, our culture, our values, and the worthy pursuit of the American dream. Alexis de Tocqueville witnessed this when he visited America in the early 1800s. He wrote the book Democracy in America to describe the unique beauty this country had. Why would we want to get away from that? Why be anything other than what made us great? People came here to escape persecution and create their own path with maximum liberty, but that same liberty is now in jeopardy. So I hope you'll join me on this journey of truth and tradition. I truly appreciate all of you who come along for the ride. I'd like to dedicate this first episode to my late father, Al Davidson, who died in a car crash that we were in last year. He'd want me to speak my mind and elevate the conversation and lift up this great country. Never forget the blessings of this great nation. I want to leave you with a video of a song I wrote in 2012 as I sought to awaken younger generations to American sacrifice. We are blessed to live in freedom, blessed to live in peace, blessed with food and shelter, blessed with life on lease, blessed to gather freely, and blessed to have a voice, and blessed that someone braver fought so we could have a choice. We are blessed.
What is courage? What is honor? All these words are just ideals long forgotten. What is duty? What is glory? Are they just written down in some old story?
My fondest memory of World War II was the day when victory was declared over the Axis.
A good American cannot live without freedom. It's worth fighting for.
When we hear a word like freedom, do we know what it really means? Or do we take it all for granted, living like kings and queens? We are blessed to live in freedom, blessed to live in peace, blessed with food and shelter, blessed with life on lease, blessed to gather freely, blessed to have a voice, blessed that someone braver fought so we could have a choice. We are blessed. Oh, we are blessed.
We have the opportunity here in the United States of America to be what we want to be.
I've been several countries all over the world, and there's nowhere in the world like it is here in this country.
Is faith a notion or fear of hell? Or have we lost our very faith in faith itself? Is it our rock or is it madness? Or do we cling to it like rain in times of sadness?
Freedom is not just a concept, I think it's a way to live, and it's something we can give.
It's always been a family tradition in my family, and just to be a representative of the best country the world has ever known is my true blessing.
We've got guys who served in Pennsylvania, New York, Kentucky, Tennessee, and they come together and become one of the greatest fighting forces that's ever existed. And you wouldn't have had those friends, but they will lay down their life for you.
It is easy to remember
blessing.
unique
An example.
Happiness.
I'm honored.
sacrifice.
Most blessed.